What is up, guys? EpicExploceans coming at you again with a third video. This time dealing with what could be considered a controversial topic, but I think it's one that needs to be addressed, and I urge you to listen to my points and my rationale. Multiculturalism, and why I believe it's a cancer to society. Before I get into it, the universal overall definition of multiculturalism, while kind of a wishful thinking definition, is this. Multiculturalism is the coexistence of diverse cultures, where culture includes racial, religious, or cultural groups and is manifested in customary behaviors, cultural assumptions and values, patterns of thinking, and communicative styles. Sounds all good and all. Here's my take on it, and this is going to be kind of the central theme that I'm trying to get you to see that multiculturalism truly is. Well, for one, there is a strong difference between integrating a culture of different ethnicities and integrating a culture of different fundamental beliefs/value systems. Beliefs are not on an equal platform as ethnicities to be tolerated, and we're foolish to think that they can be integrated into society. A conservative critic, Lawrence Auster, once had this to say about multiculturalism. The formal meaning of diversity, cultural equity, gorgeous mosaic, and so on is a society in which many different cultures will live together in perfect equality and peace. And then he goes on to say this, and I love this. A society that has never existed and never will exist. I like this guy. He's very cynical. He just kind of destroyed this entire idea that multiculturalism is even going to work. And then he goes on to say this. The real meaning of these slogans is that the power of the existing mainstream society to determine its own destiny shall be drastically reduced, while the power of other groups, formerly marginal or external to that of society, will be increased. In other words, the U.S. must, in the name of diversity, abandon its particularity, while the very groups making that demand shall hold on to theirs. Now, this particular quote is spot on with what I'm trying to illustrate. When he's saying that the existing mainstream society will lose its particularity at the expense of the previously marginalized groups, he's saying that us, American nationalism, must cater to these other ethnical groups that are coming into our country. And in even plainer language, he's basically saying that we must learn to tolerate, which is a bunch of crap. And what this does, and has already done, is destroy the younger generations from even understanding what American values and Western civilization has stood for. And this is why you probably see so many millennials flirting with the notion of socialism. And on a more dramatic scale, guys, it's been proven historically that the native cultures, when they take upon themselves the multiculturalistic ideology, that their native culture becomes overran in its values and beliefs. And okay, I want to get on to the elephant in the room that is to do with multiculturalism, and that is the clash that not a lot of people are talking about. Sharia law versus Western civilization. This is a problem, and this is happening right now, and no one wants to speak about it. Sharia law and Western civilization are two opposing fundamental belief systems. In Sharia law, homosexuals are killed and thrown off of bridges. Women have no rights, are viewed as property, and basically have no basis in society. They cannot even drive a vehicle. So I don't even feel like I need to get any further into Sharia law. You can already see that it's complete blasphemy in the name of Western civilization. And yet you see everyone saying that, well, by defending, Islam, and I don't want to get too deep into Islam, I think that should be another video that I can get into, but by defending it and allowing all of this influx of these people from these cultures, why would we not be surprised that we're seeing crime rates increase? Why would we not be surprised that it's not working? I mean, if these people are brought and taught and raised to not respect women, to not respect other people with different values, and I guess even homosexuals, then why are we not surprised when they hurt them, kill them, or commit crimes? And if you don't believe me, if you think this is just purely anecdotal evidence, well, I have some statistics for you. The U.S. Census Bureau said that out of all of the estimated 11.7 million illegal immigrants in the U.S., that 13.6% of all offenders sentenced for crimes committed in the U.S. were by illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants also accounted for 12% of murder sentences, 20% of kidnapping sentences, and 16% of drug trafficking sentences. Now, this is highly disproportionate, and there's so many people going around trying to figure out, well, why is this? And the reason is simple. Like I just said, these people were not taught to uphold our values. They were just told that they were entitled to everything that our country has to offer with no preset conditions to express allegiance to our values. I'm willing to bet that these people, illegal immigrants, they probably love social justice warriors, because social justice warriors can do so much to lubricate their ideas and what they want, and just really just their entitlement stage they're stuck in. Now, I tie all this back in to saying that America needs to become America again. We've forgotten what it even means to be a Western civilization. If you need more statistics economically, look at this fact that illegal immigrants, out of all of the welfare benefits expended to households in the U.S., 51% of those who receive welfare comes from illegal immigrants. Take this in contrast to the 30% of non-immigrant U.S. households that receive welfare. And the total cost that goes toward the welfare that goes to illegal immigrants is $103 billion. All of this is huge, because this furthermore adds to my argument that these people are being sold on this idea, this notion of entitlement, and how it's America's duty to cater to them for the sake of diversity. I'm willing to bet that they think that American ideals and American rights stem toward more of catering than so much so the battles and the blood that was shed in the 17th, 18th, 19th century to just uphold our country. They don't have a clue. They think that our democracies and our liberties is more about, well, what can the state do for me? And I don't even think that's just the immigrants that believe that. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of liberals, definitely anybody under the age of probably 25 probably believes that. So I come back to this, and I have one more economic point that I'd like to make. Why are we surprised when we learn that elite corporations want to hire illegal immigrants? The illegal immigrants will work for cheaper labor and still produce the same product. So I can't even be that mad at the employers, because it's only smart that they would want to hire illegal immigrants, because they can pay them a lot cheaper to get the same product. But what's happened is that this whole entire thing, this whole entire multiculturalist thing, has become a humanitarian narrative by the mainstream media and others really just naive not to actually look into the statistics behind it. They're saying basically, like, if you oppose multiculturalism, then you must be against the betterment of society and humanity. When in reality, people like me, we just know that it doesn't work for a country. But you're gonna see these people. They're gonna throw the humanitarian narrative at you, because that's really all they have to go off of. And it's so easy also for social justice warriors and just anybody to hop on all of these leftist ideologies, because they kind of cater to just a wide audience of emotionally resonated people and audiences. And it's just, it's so destroying of our country. I'm going to leave you guys at this. Just let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, comment for more. Peace.